Hello students! In this video, I want to take an opportunity to walk you through the requirements for the brain infographic assignment that's due this week. So let's get started. So when you log into Blackboard page and you go under Unit 2, you can click on Biopsychology, Chapter 3, Biopsychology, and in that folder, you are going to find all the information you need for this chapter. Once you go through the introduction and the resources for this week, when you scroll to the bottom, you'll see that the brain infographic assignment information is provided for you. So the purpose really is for you to understand the link between your brain and the psychological functioning such as emotions, memory, thought, intelligence, sensation, perception, and many more of our daily functioning happens because of the functioning of our brain. So in this assignment, you will investigate one part of the brain that interests you the most, and you will conduct some research and then share your findings with the rest of us. So for this assignment, what you have to do is pick one part of the brain that was introduced in Chapter 3. Here's a list that I've provided you with that you can pick from. Any one of these areas is an excellent part of the brain for you to conduct more research. Once you have picked the part of the brain that interests you, you need to find at least one peer-reviewed journal article that provides more insight into that part of the brain. So in order to locate and find that journal article, you will use the HCC's library page, and I give you the directions on how to be able to locate some of these resources. Once you go into your library page, log in, you will find the login information on the back of your ID if you need it. Once you click on the resources, research databases, find the psychology database under the subject, and then either use ProQuest or Academic Search Premier. My recommendation is ProQuest. Once you're there, make sure you use the appropriate keywords and make sure that it's an empirical article. Anything that's published on the internet, in a magazine, on a or a blog that is not empirical, it is not peer-reviewed, and it's not based on research. Sometimes it's merely opinions, and that's not what we're looking for in this course. So once you find your article, take some notes from your reading, some of the aspects of new findings. What is this area responsible for? What does damage to this area affect? What does current research say about this? Are there cultural differences? Anything that is of interest to you, take some notes on it. Then what you have to do is create a visual. Now, when I say visual, imagine yourself sitting in a doctor's office and you're staring at the wall and you see a poster, an infographic. That poster quickly tells you 3 new things about the area of this brain. So it's not a flyer, it's not a PowerPoint presentation, but it's just a poster on the wall. You sit there and you quickly learn 3 new things from just looking at that poster. Okay, so on this poster, you must include at least 3 new things about the brain that's not included in your book. So you need to go beyond the book and explain these findings in your own words. You want to use 2 relevant images. Now, if you slap on 2 different pictures of the brain from different angles, it really does not enhance the message. Now, if you're talking about the amygdala and you have a picture pointing to the amygdala, that's an excellent image. But then the second one needs to be something different that enhances the message. It should not just take up space or just have a check requirement. Okay, it needs to enhance the message that you're giving. So sometimes I have had students that will put graphs and they'll put images of the brain scans that they're discussing in their 3 new findings, and so you can use that information. And then you need to put your references in the APA format. You can do it at the bottom of your poster, or you can do it on a separate page. So, in order to create this infographic, I understand that some of you might be experts while some of you might still be new to technology. You can use anything that you're comfortable with. You can make it on Microsoft Word if that's what you're comfortable with. You can make it on PowerPoint. However, one thing to keep in mind, when you use PowerPoint, it's one slide. All that information needs to be on one slide, not multiple slides. You're not giving a presentation. It is a poster that you would print off and put it on the wall. So you can use Photoshop if you're comfortable with that. I'm not very comfortable with Photoshop. I don't know how to use it, but I would either create it on PowerPoint, or other options that are free to you are Canva, Infogram, and Easily. I've created a bunch of infographics or information pages on Canva that's very intuitive and easy to use. And it also allows you to use their images. So that's really one of the resources that I recommend. In order to share it with me, just download it as a PDF and then you can turn that in. You do not need to pay for anything. If you were to try and share it online in a certain way, then you would have to pay. That's not what you're doing. You can just download it as a PDF and share it with me. So the fourth step then is to save your work as a PDF document and upload it as a submission. Now, if you wish to, it's optional. It should say step 5. It's optional. You would want to share your creation with the world so others can benefit from your work. You can upload to either Flickr or Wikimedia Commons. You can upload your finished work so that other psychology instructors and students can use your work. If you do this, do turn in the link to me so I can share it with others in the future. Now, I do provide an example of a poster from a previous semester that one of my students had made. So if you see that they're pointing out where this prefrontal cortex is and where do you find it, and some aspects that it controls, some new findings. As I had said, you can include brain image scans of something that you're discussing. So that's what the student has done. And then if you see that the references are at the bottom. So that's really all we are trying to do here. And then your grading rubric is included at the bottom. Make sure you're looking at the first column if you're trying to get full credit for this assignment. I will be using this grading rubric in order to rate your assignment. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You have my email address, pvithlani@harvard.edu, or my cell phone number, 919-522-0565. All the best, students. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.